It is officially Prefecture time for Bishop Sycamore in today's episode of Icon 9 training for the Power Pros World Discord Koshien tournament. And before we start the games, we're going to set a little bit of a reminder of how our side of the bracket looks. We look to have a pretty easy bracket until it gets to our Prefecture side finals. And before we start our first game, we will have to select which player we would like to control. And I decided to go with our first year out of these three, Porter, since we want to try and get his attributes up as much as we can before we play in the Power Pros World Discord Koshien tournament. And here's the starting lineup for game one. We got Goldberg, followed by Miller, Wakeford, Osmus, Foley, Fields, Hosmer, Jankowski, and Porter, rounding out this lineup. And now it is time for Bishop Sycamore to take the field for their first game of Prefectures, taking on Matsubara Academy, which is going to be a little bit of an easier matchup due to them being ranked at an E, just like Bishop Sycamore. We now cut into the third inning with Porter leading it off. Still a 0-0 game as he drills one deep into the left center field gap. He will be able to turn and burn and make it all the way to second base for a leadoff double in the inning. And that double will help Goldberg, who takes it yard off the right field fence to give Bishop Sycamore a 2-0 lead. Now we head to the bottom of the fourth, a 2-1 game. Jankowski at the plate with runners at first and second, and he drills one down the corner in left field. One run will score and make it runners at the corners. It is now 3-1 Bishop Sycamore. And now Porter coming up to the plate with runners at the corners, and he lays down an effective suicide squeeze to make it a 4-1 Bishop Sycamore lead. And now Goldberg coming up to the plate with a runner at second and 2 outs. He takes a drive into right center field and brings in the other run on an RBI single, making it 5-1 Bishop Sycamore. But after that big effective inning for Bishop Sycamore, they had to be humbled by the other team, as they get set with runners at the corners with no outs. A hit up the middle makes it 5-2, cutting the lead down to 3. And the next batter drills one deep into right field. That's going to get past Hosmer and score yet another run, cutting the lead down to 2 and making it runners at the corners with no outs. And after a quick chat on the mound, Miller tries to deal in with a 1-2 count, grounded right back to Miller, and that will turn the double play, but a run does score, cutting the lead down to 1. We are now into the 8th inning as Haslam, the first year, comes in to pitch with a 1-1 count, 1 out, high fly ball into right field. Hosmer able to make the catch. A mistake on the base path leads to a 9-3 double play. Now we head to the top of the 9th, a runner at first with no outs. Haslam still in. A bunt just absolutely fails for the other team as they go into a double play. 1-4-3. It is now down to the final out. Can Bishop Sycamore end it? An 0-2 pitch grounded to second. Foley Fields throws to Jankowski and ends the game 5-4. Bishop Sycamore wins their first game of the 2023 Prefectures. And now after our first game, we will take a look at the upgrade sheet, as Porter upgraded one of his stats up to an E. Several players got a little more upgrades. Third years, first years are also looking pretty good so far. But that'll do it for game 1. And game 2's lineup is looking pretty similar, with Goldberg leading off with Miller, Garfield, Wakeford, Osmus, Foley, Hosmer, Jankowski, and Easton, a first year, getting his first start on the lineup. And now it is time to take the field for game 2 as we take on Kawane High School. We were expecting to take on a C-ranked team, but this is actually the E-ranked team. They managed to upset the C, and we will be playing them in the second round. And we'll pick up here in the top of the third as Hosmer takes the plate, leading off the third inning for Bishop Sycamore. Has a quick 0-2 count on him, but he drills one up the middle for a base hit. A solid start for Hosmer in today's game. We are now in the 4th inning with runners at the corners and 2 outs for Osmus as he rips one up into left field, giving Bishop Sycamore a 1-0 lead. We are now in the 5th inning Goldberg has runners at first and third. He does another squeeze, putting in the run, and it's now 2-0 Bishop Sycamore. Now it's the pitcher Miller coming up to the plate. Runner at second with 2 outs, has a 1-1 count, swings and misses. 1-2, 2-2 now. He drills one into center field. That brings in another run, and Bishop Sycamore takes a 3-0 lead in the 5th. And during the short sim area, Jankowski rips it into left field, getting a solo shot to make it 4-0 Bishop Sycamore. Now with runners at first and second with no outs, Miller hits it right to the shortstop, and he will turn the double play. A 6-3 double play right there. Now with the bottom of the 8th coming up, Bishop Sycamore starts to falter here as they get 2 out runners at the corners for the opposing team. And the first pitch to the next batter, ripped down the line and right off the wall, scores a run, and it's now 4-1 Bishop Sycamore. Bishop Sycamore just needs one more out to stop the bleeding here, and it's a 1-1 count, grounded, fielded amazingly by Osmus, but a wild throw gets past the first baseman, scores a run, and makes it second and third, and cutting the lead down to 2. And the very next pitch from Miller just went up the middle, scoring one more run, cutting the lead to 1. All they needed was 1 out, and they just give up 3 runs right away. But does this inning of horror finally end on a 1-2 count? No, it does not. Grounded into right, and the game is now tied. Now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. The 1-1 count, finally a pop-up. Hosmer is there and is able to make the catch to finally end this horrific inning. Unfortunately, Bishop Sycamore wasn't able to do anything on offense in the top of the 9th, so we head to the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs, a 1-1 count, 2-1 count, 3-1 count, but he went ahead and got the green light, and Hosmer is there. We'll be heading to extra innings. In the top of the 10th with 1 out for Osmus. He is feeling a little bit of the pressure, but he might be able to do something with a 2-0 count. Now 3-0 count. Coach is going to tell him to take a pitch. Takes it. It is a strike. Now lets him do what he does. Full count. A drive into right field, and it leaves the yard. Bishop Sycamore gets a 1-run lead in the 10th inning. It is now at the bottom of the 10th with 1 out. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Grounded right back to Miller. Not a ground out, but a line out to Miller there. With 2 outs now, a grounder to Wakeford, fields it, spins, throws, and makes the final out. Bishop Sycamore able to leave with a win after a scary 8th inning. Now we head over to the upgrades sheet. Good amount of players got some upgrades. Fields wasn't able to get anything, neither was Hosmer. Not Hosmer, but Haslam. Goldberg actually got a few upgrades. And Easton as well got a few upgrades for the long haul. We now headed to Game 3 of the Prefecture with a lineup of Goldberg, Miller, Wakeford, Osmus, Foley, Fields, Hosmer, Jankowski, and Easton. And as you can see, all of our players are either red or pink in mood, which gives us a little bit more confidence playing the next round. And now we head into Game 3, taking on Shizuoka North in this round of Prefectures. And as we see, we finally run into a C-ranked team. Gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but we do have the confidence. We're now in the bottom of the 1st, and it's already a 2-1 ball game. And a ground ball into right field makes it runners at 1st and 2nd with no outs. And during the sim, we got another run. It's 2-2, but 2 back-to-back home runs makes it 4-2 for the opposing team. Now we are at the bottom of the 7th. Bishop Sycamore needs a good inning here. Can the first-year Easton make his big play? He does, into right center field, scoring in 1, and it's now a 4-3 ball game. Now it's Goldberg at the plate. He specializes in squeezes and 1-out situations, and he does it again, tying the game up 4 apiece. Now we are at the top of the 8th. Runners at first and second, no outs. Can Haslam find a way to get out of this jam? The shift getting set here. Coach still trying to make a decision. Finally chooses what he wants for his team to do. It's 1-0 count, 2-0 count, and the next pitch goes yard. A 3-run home run gives North a 3-run lead. And if that wasn't enough for Bishop Sycamore, they were able to get the out there. Not going to get the double play to keep it at 3 runs in the inning. The new pitcher, Newman, trying to get out of this jam. 2 outs, runners at first and second, but a liner into right is able to score 1 more and make it a 4-run lead. Now we are at the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. Easton at the plate, runner at first. Can Bishop Sycamore find a miracle here? 0-2 count quick, a ball, and lines it right to the first baseman, and that is going to do it for Bishop Sycamore's first season. 8-4 loss, ending their Prefecture run. And here are the final game upgrades for the season. Few first years were able to get a good amount of attributes brought up, but wait until we see Hosmer here. He got 3 separate areas upgraded, even upgrading one of his stats to a D. Good thing Hosmer is staying for one last year with the team. Hopefully he can hold off his own and make this team a contender in Prefectures for next season. And that right there is going to do it for today's episode of Bishop Sycamore Training. We will see you next time as we get ready to train during the off season and recruit as many people as we can. Hopefully solid recruits to make this team even better than they were last season. Take care, everybody. This has been Lancer, and I'm out of here. Peace. Okay, but I have one more thing to say. How the f does this guy have 15 home runs? This is only the 3rd round of the Prefectures.